I personally believe that the world has been lying to us. They try to tell you how to become rich, but it's like, okay, they tell you invest in these things to get rich, invest in this stock, do this to get rich. But at the end of the day, you end up being, uh, let's just say, a middle class citizen at best if you follow their advice. At best. And you might be asking yourself, if I'm rich, because I'm making this whole video to teach you how to become rich. And the answer to that question is no, I'm not rich. But I will become rich. Now, you could click off this video right now, or you could choose to listen to my advice and maybe learn a few things if you want. But I'm not rich myself. So that's a disclaimer right there. So I don't believe in modern ways, or not modern, let's just call them classical, because they're not really modern. Classical ways of getting rich, such as talks and funds and things like that. Because at the end of the day, there's a few people who will make money from stocks, and they are the rich people. It's just rich people who gain money and make money from stocks. If you don't have money, if you don't have a substantial starting capital, then you're not going to make money. Because with stocks, you'll only make a certain percentage a year. So maybe I believe it's from anywhere from 7 to 10% a year. And if you have $100, if you're investing $100, you'll be making $7 to $10 profit at the end of the year. So you're going to need a substantial amount of cash and starting capital to make money with that. Okay, and then you could invest in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and things like that, but I'm not sure if they're the safest thing right now. But you can't really predict how much money you make from them. But the good thing is that you could start off with $100 or $1,000, because the return on investment is much higher with cryptocurrencies. But as I said, it could either go up really fast or go down really fast. So it really depends here. If you're willing to take the risk, and if you really believe that cryptocurrency is the future and it's here to stay, then obviously invest in it and think about, long-term, investments. But I believe in something greater, and I believe in the most classical way of making money, and it's to start a business. Or even better, starting a business that could change the world. Now, this might seem ridiculous to you, because I told you to. I claim that I'm going to teach you how to get rich, but I'm only teaching a few of you. I'm not teaching you all. So hypothetically, if this video gets a million views, I'm only teaching about 20 of you guys. That's how much I believe that you need to. It's not anyone. It's not just a random guy that could come onto this video and start making money like that. Because that's not my goal. I don't want to make you rich. Like, I don't want you to become a millionaire. If you're going to become rich from my way, from my teachings, you're going to become a billionaire. Okay? Now, again, I'm not a billionaire. I'm not even a millionaire. So why do I claim these things? Well, I claim these things because I've talked to many millionaires. I've sort of researched a lot about different financial advice, and I've researched about the market, and I've researched about something else, which I'll tell you right now in a few minutes. So if you want to become a billionaire, okay, huge statement here, okay, because why would you trust me? You don't need to trust me. Just listen if you want, or click out of this video if you don't want to. If you want to become a billionaire, you start a company that will change the world. Look at Spotify. Look at Apple. Look at, I don't know, Minecraft, for example. It didn't really change the world, but it was sort of revolutionary. Every kid knows what Minecraft is. Look at, I don't know, Apple, Microsoft, all these startups. And if you know how to code, if you're a programmer, starting a startup could be the best thing that you do. Because even if you fail, you probably won't put too much money in the beginning. And if you put too much money, you'll probably have an investor, so it won't be your money. And if it fails, you have a good portfolio to apply for a job in the tech industry. You could show them what you did, why you failed, how you could improve on that. So it's a good portfolio. But if you succeed, and it's hard to succeed, I'm not claiming that it's easy to succeed. If it was easy, then anyone would succeed. But if you manage to succeed, you will be sitting on billions. But the problem here is that they don't teach you how to start a startup. And I believe that it's not super, but it's way easier than they make it seem. If you have the right people around you, if you have the right connections, if you have the right idea, and if you're in the right sort of age for that idea could become a billion or even $1 trillion company. And I'm not joking. I myself, I'm starting a startup right now with a few people, and it'll obviously take years before I start making money. That's a disclaimer here. You're not going to start making money immediately. It's going to take years. But the good thing is that it's, especially if you're a student, okay? And this video is geared towards students and sort of young adults. You don't have to go work, okay? So that's not an issue. You need to go to school, but again, school is way easier than going to work. At least in my opinion. And you most probably aren't stressed to make money, so you have time to make money. So waiting 2 to 3 years potentially isn't going to kill you, because you probably have support from your parents, like financial support. And then once you're over 18, you could get yourself a job, but then continue on that mission or that startup. So the best age to start a startup is when you're young, when you don't have too many responsibilities. Because if you're an adult, okay, let's say you're 40 years old, you have a kid, you have a wife, you have a whole family. I mean, it's not impossible to do that, but it's just gonna get infinitely harder to do so because you have all these responsibilities. But as a teenager, you barely have any responsibilities. So if you know how to code, or it doesn't have to be a tech startup, it could be any startup that has potential. Go ahead and do it.